Hey guys, in today's video, I wanted to share with you why I am choosing Côte d'Ivoire. And it's not a choice that is very common for people who want to move back to the motherland. For most African Americans moving to the continent, you would have Ghana, South Africa as very popular destinations. The main reason why we're moving back is because by we, I mean my husband and I, we are originally from Africa. Like I'm originally from the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but I've never been to the Congo. Like I didn't grow up in the Congo. I went there just once when I was a baby, so that doesn't count. I was born and raised in Morocco, right? So for me, Morocco would be the natural going back to Morocco, right? Although I'm not Moroccan. So that complicates things a little bit too. But I consider Morocco home in a way, but also not home because my parents are not there anymore. They're in the Congo, but they're here as well. Anyways, it's complicated, okay? So that's why our natural choice would be Morocco, the Congo, or Cameroon, where my husband is from originally, right? And so why choose Côte d'Ivoire? In the previous video, I shared the top reasons why we wanted to move abroad. And specifically for Côte d'Ivoire, there are some very decisive, for very specific reasons why Côte d'Ivoire over Cameroon, okay? And we are officially still in the process of negotiation, like my husband and I. Although I think that we're leaning more towards Côte d'Ivoire, and I think you kind of guessed that already. But there are some very good reasons why we would pick Cameroon to go because logically, not logistically, logically, it's an easy choice. We have family there. It's a very, very, very way lower cost of living for Cameroon. But there are also some reasons why Cote d'Ivoire would be the right choice. One would be lifestyle. In terms of lifestyle, because of the development, infrastructure, and things that are already there, that will make the transition from here to there a lot smoother than if we would be a transition from here to Yaoundé, for example. Transition to Abidjan would be smoother than a transition to Yaoundé just because of infrastructure, because of, you know, you can have running water, you can have power all day, every day, like depending on where you live and all of that. So the roads are great, the infrastructure is great, all of that. So it would be smoother. Okay, so that would be number one. Number two, still in lifestyle, is the support. Like we have friends there as well. My best friends live in Abidjan, and funny enough, we kind of were brought together in the same area, like in Abidjan. And let me explain. So I have my childhood best friend. We were born 2 days apart. She was born on November 17th. I was born on November 19th in the same hospital. Our parents didn't know each other, born in Morocco. And because we were the only Black people in the hospital at that time, I guess. So the nurse told my mom or her mom, I don't remember, hey, you have your sister here in the hospital too. Long story short, they met, hung out, and we've been friends ever since. Right? We were really best friends. And I couldn't find baby pictures of ours because somebody stole my baby album like a few years ago in a move, and so I have a cute picture of us, and I think we were 7 years old, and that's the picture of us. Like, let me see. She's gonna kill me if she knows that I'm sharing that picture. I've shared it before on Facebook, so it's okay. So that's me right there with my hair all short. Here we go. And that's her, right? And so we grew up together. We grew up together until she moved back to Senegal. I think we were 15 years old, right? And so we were always together. And now, funny enough, she moved to Abidjan, like with her family. So I'm like, this is awesome, okay? But there's also my other best friend from college. Like we went to college together in Morocco. And when I went to Abidjan 2 years ago, I stayed at her house, stayed with her family and everything. And so the fact that she's there as well, to me, it gives me a lot of comfort because I'm going to a place where I know people. I'm not going to a place where I'm just going to be in the middle of strangers. So it always helps to have that network, existing network, right? So and it's not just a network, like it's professional network, but also like people you already know, right? And these are like my closest friend, like, right? So that's a big plus to me. It's a big plus. And another plus too is that my husband also has friends in Abidjan, people that he didn't even know that they were living in Abidjan, but hey, they actually live in Abidjan, so that's pretty cool. And they're telling him, hey, you need to come here because it's pretty. You can have a pretty nice life in here, right? So in terms of lifestyle, this is a big plus for Cote d'Ivoire. Business opportunities, obviously, because in a previous video I talked about how for us moving abroad is like we're not moving anywhere, just anywhere. We're not trying to go to Japan or trying to go to Colombia. Nothing wrong with those places. We would love to go, right? To visit and even live there. But right now, in this season of our lives, we're looking more at business opportunities and investments and things that will impact our people, the things that will impact and help with in the development of our countries, right, our African countries. And when I say our countries, it doesn't mean that I have to be Ivorian to want to contribute. I think that as Africans, we usually have that sentiment that we feel African anywhere we are. Like if I'm in Senegal, I feel like I need to impact the local community. If I'm in South Africa, same thing. If I'm in Kenya, it's like that sentiment of belonging anywhere you are on the continent. And so if you feel the same way, let me know in the comments, or maybe it's just me. But I feel like as Africans, we have that sentiment of belonging anywhere we are on the continent. And so business opportunities in terms of tourism, which is my area of expertise, as well as digital marketing, which is my other area of expertise. So my academic background is in business, marketing, tourism as well. I did my dissertation on tourist behavior at sites related to slavery. So anything that has to do with war, slavery, atrocities, like why people would go and visit plantation sites, why would people go and visit Auschwitz, why would people go and visit Elmina Castle? Like that's what I study. It's not like the joyful part of tourism, but it's an important part of tourism as well, and how sites tell the story. How like at what's that place, like the beach of Normandy, like D-Day, like how the Americans came into Normandy in France, and now they have a cemetery there and a museum and all of that. So how did they tell the story of war, and how the German side tells the story of that same war? Like that fascinates me. I love that. Okay, so business opportunities in terms of tourism, in terms of digital marketing, which is, I would say, the market is there in terms of digital marketing. There's a lot of conferences about that. I attended a conference in Abidjan about it, and it really gave me validation that people talk about it and people know about it. So it's not like people would be like, why you want to talk about that? Like, why you want, like, what is digital marketing? There's a market, people doing it, and there's space for yeah, there's opportunities. That's what I'm trying to say. In terms of tourism as well, because there is part of the how do you say that in English? The plan, like plan de développement. How do you say that in English? Like the development plan, like the guidelines that the government has for the country in terms of development. So there are different areas, like there's agriculture, there's industry, there's different things, different poles of development, and tourism is one of them. And so the fact that it's on the plan and that they're pushing for it, it's a good indicator that there is a national policy towards that. And in Cote d'Ivoire, there is. And so that is a big green flag for me. So the fact that there are opportunities for tourism and that that's something that the government is trying to push for. So business opportunities, so lifestyle, business opportunities, and definitely the fact that I have my besties there is a big plus. And one, at some point I was even thinking that if my friends weren't there, or if they were to leave, like they were to move abroad or move somewhere else, would I still be interested in moving to Cote d'Ivoire? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, because, well, I hope that they stay. But because the other points are still very good, solid points, like the opportunities, the lifestyle, all of that can make your life comfortable, but at the same time also meaningful. Like you feel like you are impacting, you feel like you are giving back, you feel like you are contributing, and that at the end of the day, it's what's important for us. And obviously the other reasons, like the fact that it's a French speaking country, so I can go back to speaking French more than English, which I mean, it doesn't really bother me because I just love to practice all of my languages, whether it's Spanish, English, or Arabic. I love it. So, but it's more for my kids to be able to be fluent in French because it's really hard to teach them here. I'm so used to speaking English 24/7, so it's being immersed in an environment where everybody speaks French is going to be easier for them to learn. So that's the fact that Ivorians are so hospitable. The fact that you can find the same or similar comforts than the ones you have here in the US. All of these things are even adds on to the main things like lifestyle, business opportunities, and the fact that my besties are over there that make Cote d'Ivoire an easy choice, a top choice for me. I really wanted to go to Francophone Africa. I really wanted to go to a country that has a certain level of development. I really wanted to pick a country where we have attachments. I really want to pick a country where we we will not feel like the culture is different. We we know Ivorian culture because we have friends from Ivory Coast, and because we've been there, we visited, and we're comfortable with it, and the infrastructure, solid infrastructure is there as well. So I feel like for our children being so young, it's not going to be a shock for them. It's not going to be it's not like we're going to the jungle or something. Obviously, we're not, but just trying to say that it's going to be a smoother transition. And so that's why I am personally pushing more for Cote d'Ivoire. So soon enough, we will have an answer, but you already know where I'm leaning towards and why I'm leaning towards Cote d'Ivoire. And yeah, if you have any questions about the choice of Cote d'Ivoire or Cameroon or any other country, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to come back and answer your questions. So when it comes to your own move, what are the top factors, the top things that make you determine your destination? Cost of living, funny enough, is not a major draw for Cote d'Ivoire, but because it's not a cheap city to live in. Like Abidjan specifically is not cheap to live in. If you were to go outside of the city, like maybe Grand Bassam, like my friend Pat, who I interviewed on this channel, where her family moved to from Miami all the way to Abidjan. Then from Abidjan, they went to Grand Bassam because the cost of living is just lower and less traffic as well, less of the hustle and bustle. And so, what are your top factors for deciding on where to move to? Let me know in the comments as well. So I make sure to come back and answer all of your questions. Until next time, bye.